Today we're going to talk about Ray Diaz, former team member, Lily Pond's ex, and special guest on the new Disney movie Lady and the Tramp reboot, as Ray, the psychotic bulldog. The only dog that instead of peeing to mark his territory, spits, corner, poo, trees, poo, women, poo, die Angelica! In our last episode, we talked about Ray's assault and saw how he tried to hide his crimes by directing his partners to lie. And I think we've also established that the only amazing thing that Ray has accomplished in his life is to successfully hide his girlfriend under a mattress on top of another woman from the police during a house search for suspect kidnapping. And I don't care what you think, credit where credit is due. I'm still baffled by it. Because I know if I get into a similar situation, like, I don't know, I'm with a woman and then all of a sudden her husband walks in, I would probably end up like this. But the whole story is undeniably sadder than someone's being squashed under a mattress or me jumping off a balcony. And because we've already dived into his love life, today we're forced to talk about the PR aspect of his brand. As Malcolm X said, the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's real power. But what happens when you don't own the media and cannot control someone? Well, you just try to make them look bad. And that's why today we are forced to talk about some of his most loyal fans that became so weird when this whole story blew up that a couple of them actually caught our attention. And this brings us to Instagram user Ray Diaz 138. And if you are wondering what 138 stands for, well, we have two theories. That's either Isaiah verse 138, they will be terrified, pain and anguish will take hold of them. They will writhe like women in labor. They will look at one another in astonishment, their faces aflame. Or Ray's date of birth, August the 13th. One of the two. They both work, actually. The thing that really made this account stand out was that it really went all the way out to defend Ray, no matter what Ray got exposed for, and at the same time equally working hard to discredit Angelica, to make her look bad. Because who wouldn't defend an abuser? Unless, of course, you are Benjamin Bruffman, who represented former IMF head Dominic Strauss-Kahn in a sexual assault case, former film producer Harvey Weinstein, who's been accused by 91 women of sexual harassment and assault, and Martin Shkreli, accused of being himself an asshole. Or you are someone just invested in the abuser. Because not defending an abuser should be something natural to agree on, like a flight with a baby in sucks. When your fork falls into your food, is also the moment your appetite disappears, or the fact that camping is just something you do to look cool, but regret the moment a snake gets into your tent. But our interest didn't start with Ray Diaz 138. It actually started when, on the 12th of July 2019 at 11:26, Twitter user Ray Harry Stark shared this disturbing video about Angelica.
Put the knife away.
I don't have... Mom, give
Put
it
the
to
knife
me.
away.
I'm asking you, please, would you give it to me?
Put the knife away.
I'm asking you, would you please give it to me?
Put the knife
I
away.
swear to God, just give it to me.
Put the knife away. Put the knife away.
Give it to
Okay, this clip clearly shows how toxic and dangerous Angelica and her mother's relationship was, and probably still is, behind the scenes. So, on one side, 17-year-old Angelica got severely abused by Ray, and on the other, we have a mother who is allegedly controlling every aspect of her life. She is in charge of her Instagram account, and other things we'll touch on later. For now, let's go back to Ryan Harry Stark, the user that shared that video. When he released the clip, we contacted him and asked him where he got the video from. And he told us her ex shared them, and Ray fans are reposting the videos. I'm not Ray fan, lol. I just can't believe she's acting like that, and that's why I reposted it. So we tried to ask more questions about the video. What was going on? Why did Angelica want the phone? What was on that phone? And the name of Angelica's ex-boyfriend. But we got no answers. The very same day, on July the 12th, another account shared the same clip, but this time on Instagram. And this is the moment we met Ray Diaz 38. Nothing unusual, we thought at first. Many people download and share videos and images, but Ray Diaz 38 uploaded that video plus a second video from the same night. And this was the red flag we usually expect to see, because all of a sudden two users operating on two different platforms shared two never seen before videos of Angelica having a nervous breakdown recorded with Angelica's mother's phone that were not shared by her mother. So let's watch them both together at the same time.
Put the knife away.
I don't have. Mom, give
Put
it
the
to me.
knife
I'm
away.
asking you, please, would you give it to me?
Put the knife away.
I'm asking you, would you please give it to me?
Put the knife
I
away.
swear to God, just give it to me.
Put the knife away. Put the knife away.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Put the
I don't
knife
understand.
away.
I'm not doing anything with this.
Put the knife away. Put the fucking knife away. Put the knife away.
Would you give it to me?
Put the knife
Give it to
away.
me. I want to give it to you so and I can throw it away.
Put the knife
I
away.
want to throw it away.
I'm serious.
They matched. They were recorded during the same confrontation. At this point, we decided to dig into the accounts and see who was behind them all. A day later, on the 13th of July 2019 at 2:30 a.m., Keemstar tweeted this. If he makes bail and kills me, I want everyone to show up to my funeral. I want it live streamed, and I give express permission for you to put ads on your videos. And a few hours later, one of our researchers sent us a screenshot by Ray Diaz 38. That was then quickly deleted. It's better to you to die, Kim. Don't worry. Ray Diaz never killed the weak. He only teach them a lesson you'll never forget. Ray never kills. He just teaches them a lesson you'll never forget. As soon as we read that comment, we discussed it with former Drama Alert team leader Josh Pescatori, who we are always in contact with and share data with. And when we saw that threat, we told him, look, we can help. We actually know who the person is. We've been looking into this for the past few days, and this is who they are. We never revealed their sources, or our methods, but promised him to make a video about it. This one. Now, before telling you who they are, I want to show you how far this user went to intimidate and discourage Angelica. We've already watched the videos shared where Angelica is confronting her mother holding a knife. Now, these are some of the things Ray Diaz 38 actually shared during those days. The mom wants to make money off the daughter because she's going through a divorce and owns $100,000 in Texas because her husband lied to her. This is a screenshot of a conversation between Ray Diaz and Angelica's mother, talking about Angelica's ex-boyfriend still trying to contact her. He is about 24-25 and she was 15 when they allegedly dated. These are comments about Angelica getting a Botox because of her insecurity. And here Ray Diaz 38 shares a screenshot of a conversation between what it looks like Ray Diaz and Angelica's mother, showing Angelica's nervous breakdown, the one with the knife, implying that Angelica is a danger to society. And this is one of the many messages we've received by fake accounts made by Ray Diaz's team that have been going around for a while now. And this is just a small tiny sample of what this account has been posting. They shared and said things only few knew. Like these two clips recorded by Ray himself with his own phone.
So, you guys both have your own ideas, opinions, but bumping heads and hitting each other and spitting at each other, that's definitely not the way to go about it. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't just go and spit at your mom spit at you, and you throw something at her, she throws a chair at you. it's gonna escalate.
Yeah, of course.
Next thing you know, someone's gonna come in with a gun. You see what I'm saying? It's never gonna go down. It's all gonna escalate to better things. So I don't want to say you're wrong or she's wrong because obviously you guys are on
I
it.
mean, I could tell you step by step how it happened.
But sometimes one of you guys, doesn't matter who's older, one of you gets to step back and say, you know what? Even though she did this, if I react, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Usually it's the mom or the parent because they've been through it, they know better. But if this time the parents don't, maybe you as the juvenile should step back saying, you know what, if she did this, I'm not gonna do it to them. I'm just gonna go out for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, cool off, let her cool off.
And see, that's exactly what I was asking for.
I get it, that's a good thinking, but
She can go out.
Yeah, she wouldn't let me.
What you have me here though, and what he just said is exactly what I articulate every single time. If she gets emotional, she's a Scorpio. You know, I go off of signs. She's a Scorpio, and she's your mother, and she's being overprotective because of what happened. Every time I tell you, I was like, you gotta be smarter. You gotta play with her. You gotta do what she says. You have to follow the rules because if not, it's gonna escalate because you guys are going back and forth on the same thing for years.
and just keep in mind one thing, you have all your future ahead of you. I'm not saying she doesn't, but it seems like you all have everything planned out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ruin all that for a domestic battery? Just imagine you go in jail. I forgot to tell you, I told her, you guys both spy each other, that's automatic battery charge on both of you guys. So if me and my partner wants to arrest both of you guys, you're gonna go to jail right now. Doesn't matter if you're 17, doesn't matter if she's 50, or whatever it is she is. It's a mutual combat. It's like throwing punches at each other at a bar. It's the same exact thing. You spat and she spat.
I went to the hospital and tried to kill myself before. They tell me everything bad about my mom. How she's horrible, how she doesn't treat you well. And that you have nothing. Like, she's gonna isolate you from everything and you're gonna be alone. Every single person I talk to, including Aaliyah, including Justin, Lori, all of them, they all tell me you're gonna end up alone. I'm not gonna have anybody.
Because of your mom.
And that scares me because I finally found you. And I just want you in my life. More than anything, that's what I want. Hey, please, that's what I want. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay tonight, right? I don't feel.
I don't want to get in trouble for helping you. That's my biggest concern.
Please just be here for a little bit longer.
I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in the limbo. What'd they do to you?
It made me feel, I don't know, special and important. Like,
They made you feel special and important. What?
There's no stress getting things done.
There's no stress.
I just showed my auditions and I didn't feel like I felt like I got done what I needed to do. Justin wasn't even a part of it.
But you can't let that family do that to you.
No, I got scared. I guess I didn't want to even be there the third night. The second night.
What'd you get scared of?
I was scared that I was going to go back to how it was before. That my mom and Lori were going to be arguing and there was just going to be more and more.
Now, these two clips were shared on July the 12th and 13th by a YouTube Twitter account called Uncut, a channel that popped out virtually from nowhere the exact week this whole drama began. Okay, it's clear Angelica is living in a toxic environment. Ray has been abusive, but is her mother really that bad? Why would she allow her daughter to date a 33-year-old man in the first place? And who is her ex? Now, we looked into it, and it seems like Angelica's ex too dated her when she was very, very young, 15, and he was 24, 25. All we know so far is that all the people we talked to called him James. And if this is true, this would constitute statutory rape. And the questions at this point are, who's James? And why would their mother allow this to happen? And why Ray Diaz and his family consider this a problem only now? We've decided not to look into it because this is a serious problem, but we've given most of the data we've collected, which is way more than what we're gonna share in this video, already to the LAPD. So, what about these audio recordings? These audio recordings too seems to have traveled from Ray's phone to uncut Ray Diaz 13-8 and Ryan Harry Stark. But there was a problem because on July the 13th, Ray was arrested, yet these accounts kept sharing videos and screenshots that could have only been on Ray's phone. That meant that the data was transferred from Ray's phone to fans by someone else. And that was the next question we wanted to answer. We knew everyone's details, but we didn't know yet how all the pieces of this insane chessboard moved, until one of my researchers sent me additional data. And at this point, everything fell into place. The person behind Ray Diaz 13-8 goes by the name of Nelly. And you don't have to take my word for it. She'll tell you.
My name is Nelly. I'm from California, in San Diego.
She's actually not from California. She lives in London. She just tried to play smart. And her account is not a normal account because it seems that whatever has been posted during those days was reviewed by one very important person. A person she's in constant contact with, she calls Mom. Ray's mother. The same 60-year-old grandmother that wrote this. Your mom's got your back through the thick and thin. At the end of the day, they're doing it for the clout. You see, it's always amusing to witness the power old people have. As soon as they use cool slang terms, that's also the moment those two words become ancient. Clout? Clout is lame, dude. Now we use catechumen. But this kind of attitude is not new because Ted Bundy's mom too stood by her son till the end. So, once we got data proving she was the one behind the whole PR management, we decided to collect everything using whatever method available. The following two screenshots come from Nelly's phone. Mom, she will talk to you because she has a video against Angelica. Wow, yeah, it's me. Yes, she wants to send you the video. 750 is my number. She can send it to me. She will, Mom. She says she texts you on Instagram. Check your Instagram, Mom. Okay, I'm going now. These are the only two screenshots we've decided to show you. The other 60, around 60, have already been sent to the LAPD to add to their investigation. And the crazy thing here is that this has been going on for a while. Do you remember my previous video when I said this? Eventually, she decided to move back to Florida, leaving all she had in his house. And this is where everything turns into something even more insane. And I want you to be very careful here because we will talk about this again in the second part of this video. So, she goes back to Florida and all of a sudden she receives a message from Ray's friend saying her computer got shipped to her mother's dance studio. The day later, she leaves the house to go to collect her laptop, like anyone would, and finds two of Ray's family's members inside a car outside her house, following her all the way to her mother's dance studio. When she leaves the studio, Ray is there too, in Florida, outside her mother's studio. So she believes that meant he had been there waiting all night. And I'll explain you what we believe really happened that day of many years ago in part 2. Now, she runs away from him and when she reaches her driveway, keep in mind she lives in the woods, two of Ray's family members come out of the woods, say they wanted to talk to her, saying Ray wanted to have a baby with her and wanted to move to Florida and marry her. Now, she didn't report this to the police because she was scared and because nothing happened. According to her, although mental, Ray's family members were nice. But on the second video, I'll explain you why this was a huge mistake. And I'll have to do it on the second part because this has never been relevant until now. So, of course, the family was there. That could have been a lovely, wonderful moving testament of a loving and supporting family. Instead, it was a chilling episode worthy of a thriller movie. But love is born in disruptive family relationships too, like in Ray's family, where everyone seems to be enchanted by the successful of their first male, enabling insane behaviors by behaving like a group of psychopaths running around the country trying to satisfy a 33-year-old man as if they were trying to stop a child's tantrum. And that's why we've decided to make this video, because sometimes to truly kill a snake, you have to cut his head. Or in this case, you need to expose the dickheads.
I could be learning. You